All right, Shalom, Akim, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Double honors to my apostles, my elders, a great millstone, and peace and blessings to you brothers out there doing the work in truth and sincerity. All right, it's Brother Kanat coming to you with another video. And I wanted to do this quick video on some prophecy, that is coming to pass. All right, because we're supposed to stand upon our watch. That's where the men, a great millstone, the men that are the men that are instead that Yahushua left behind to preach this word and feed the flock. So I want to get this article because, hey, look, our salvation is nearer than what we think, and the destruction of this place of America is nearer than what we think. All right, because the Most High, he's maneuvering all the chess pieces. All right, to bring what? To bring that third world war. All right, of nuclear fire. All right, and the hotbed is in the Middle East. All right, and now this article, the article is titled "European Army is Inevitable." All right, I'm gonna look that word inevitable up. All right, I looked it up before, I believe. I'm gonna look it up again just to see, because that's a heavy word. Woo! It says inevitable, unavoidable. Pretty much unavoidable, not opposite of avoidable, to avoid, right? When you put that X, the N out, let me see, go out of the way, pretty much unavoidable, all right? Yeah, inevitable, okay? Because evitable means avoidable, okay? When you put that IN in front of that prefix, it makes it, it goes back to UN or out, okay, or X, out, meaning you meaning that if something's inevitable, that means it's going to happen. It's unavoidable, right? Like if you stand in the middle of the freeway or running cars, you run out in the middle, it's inevitable that you're going to get hit. All right, just a matter of when. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. All right, that's what the word inevitable means. Goes back into the Latin. All right, so this article on UT, it says European army is inevitable. Okay, the European army, meaning all the European nations are going to come together, and who's going to get left out? All right, who's going to get left out? America. All right, German defense commissioner. All right, because so the so-called Germans are really pushing this. I'm gonna read a little bit of the articles and then I'm gonna hit some scriptures to back up the point to show you that we're in the time of Bible prophecy, and that all these things must come to pass, and that the Most High he's placing and he's moving these chess pieces around in order to stir up these nations. All right, because his determination is to have all these nations shoot missiles on America. All right, so this is I'm gonna read a little bit. Germany's parliamentary defense commissioner Hans-Peter Bartels has renewed calls for a joint EU army amid concerns about the reliability of the NATO alliance and disorganization and fragmentation of the national defense structure. All right, and who runs NATO? The military, because there's two sides of NATO, right? Who runs NATO on the military side is America. All right, so America has a big foothold over there in those European nations, and those European nations don't like America. All right, especially you got Trump in office, that's just being a big bully and telling these other European nations, these other Edomite nations, that they need to put in more 2% of their GDP into NATO defense. All right, they need to do more. All right, and he's being proud, and them other European nations, they don't like that. All right. Speaking to German press agency on Monday, Hans-Peter Bartels, the German parliamentary commissioner for the armed forces, called on a 28-nation bloc militaries to unite into a single armed force. All right, they want that the whole European nations, France, Italy, Spain, Portugal, okay, all the UK, all right, Czech Republic, okay, all those nations, the Germans are calling to bring together, because they know that they're going to have to fight them superpowers. They're going to fight America, all right, and Russia, all right, but they're going to team up with Russia. We are currently disorganized, technically fragmented, which means it's broken up. To fragment something means to break up, all right, and duplicated structures unnecessarily, all right. That means they're just totally out of order, all right. So the Most High is stirring up the Germans to push this conglomerate of nations, all right, to have a better ties with each other, all right, militarily, all right. Bartel said, as as quoted by the Telegraph, we do not want to go down the solitary national path anymore. Not in Germany, not in Netherlands, not in the Czech Republic, and not in Italy. Meaning they don't; these nations they want to come together. All right, them European nations want to come together because they're more stronger if they come together to fight against what? To fight against Russia, to fight against America. All right, that be their own superpower. All right, so they're gonna try to come together and they're gonna try to fight over who's gonna be the top nation. All right, but the Most High is not gonna deal with them on that level. The Most High is only gonna deal with them on the level of what coming together to destroy America. I'm just gonna read a little bit more. Since 2013, Germany has been overseeing efforts towards closer EU defense integration through the framework nations concept. Yeah, so I'm not going to go through. You can read the article. All right, I'll put it in the description box if you want to read the article. Right, you're more than welcome. All right, but European army is inevitable. All right, and we went through that a definition means unavoidable. All right, from the Latin meaning unavoidable. Okay, so this army, this European nations coming together is unavoidable. And now we're gonna go through the scriptures and show you uh, that this is all Bible prophecy. All right, so this is Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast. All right, what are those 10 horns? All right, that's the EU. All right, those NATO and EU nations. All right, because that was those main nations back in the Roman Empire. Okay, those main nations that were back in the Roman Empire, and when the EU was set up, they were set up with pretty much 10 nations. It was 8 nations, then they went to 10 because those are the main nations that were back in the ancient Roman Empire, the pagan Roman Empire. So through reincarnation, those nations are coming back into power. Okay. So hold on. 10. Let me see. 1 second. Give me a second. Right. So those nations, right? Germany, France, Italy, England, are nations like that. Those nations are which are in the EU. Are those 10 horns? All right. And it says, and the 10 horns. Okay, so those horns. I'm just letting you know those horns are representing nations. Okay, because a horn is what? When you have a horn, it represents power. Okay, rulership. Okay, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast. Who are those upon the beast? All right, the beast is talking about America. Okay, because that scholar that's the whore that sits Salakia. Uh, the beast is the NATO and the EU that an American power structure. Salakia. Okay, that's the power structure. Okay, it's that beast, the way that they rule. Okay, which the EU nations in America are in agreement with each other as far as that. All right, because those are the same nations that were back in the Roman Empire. All right, so those 10 horns are part of the beast, the way that the so-called white man runs a society. All right, because those European nations, they're Edomites too. All right, there's the Most High. He separated different Edomites and called them by different names. These shall hate the whore. All right, and the whore, I wanted to make that correction. The whore is America. All right, the whore is America, and these 10 nations, which is going to be more nations than that, they're going to all come together and they're going to hate the whore. All right, because America's going to they're doing shit, and they're going to be doing even more things. It's going to be a a lot of controversy is going to be stirred up, and Trump is already doing that, man. All right, Theresa May, all right, the Prime Minister of Australia, Canada, Germany. They hate Donald Trump, man, because he's proud. All right, he's a proud Edomite. These shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked. All right, these nations that were confederate, that are hand in hand with Esau, okay, over here in Americas, they're going to hate. They're going to hate America and make her desolate and naked. How are they going to do that? And shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. That's how they're going to do it. And for the Most High has put in their hearts to fulfill His will. All right, so they're going to fight like hell not to do this. All right, but America, the Most High has put it in their heart to destroy America. So there's going to be a lot of big turning events that are going to happen to where the whole world is going to really hate America. And it, like it says up here, it says, make her desolate and naked. Okay, with that nuclear fire, because all these things that are these scandals, all right, fake news, alternative facts, all right, proxy wars, all right, buying out governments, going into different lands, taking in lands, bombing them. All right, this is going to be laid out in front of all the people of the whole entire planet Earth. All right, and they're not gonna put up with it. All right, and they're gonna rally together to destroy America. For the Most High put in their hearts to fulfill His will. All right, so it's not about them, and to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. All right. And it says, and that woman which thou sawest is that great city, that whore. The woman is the whore, which is America, which sitteth upon, when you go up, it sitteth upon the scarlet covered beast, which is the NATO and the EU and their power structure. Okay, their power structure, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Yeah, so America. Even like you got NATO, America's in charge of NATO. All right, when you go and do the research militarily, and that's what matters. All right, because America is a great military power. All right, so these nations, the European nations, know to be able to compete with America, they're gonna have to band together, because right now they're fragmented. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Obadiah. It says Obadiah 1:7. It says, all the men of thy confederacy, all right, the ones that were in league with thee, the ones that took of thy bread, all right, and followed thy orders, because you have the sword, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border, all right, because even the Roman Empire was a conglomerate of different nations taken down by the Romans, all right, and he pretty much absorbed them, like they absorbed the Greek Empire. They would go around and pretty much conquer these different nations, these different Edomite nations, and then engraft them into their military, engraft them into their way of life. All right, but they were different. They're the same nation, but they were different tribes, so to speak. Like, you know, you got the French, you got the British, the Brits, the Scottish. All right, Germania Major, Germania Minor during that time, but they were all Edomites. Okay, I'm going to read that again. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee, right? They have deceived thee. This is the start, and this has already been happening, all right? They already been trying to have this European army, all right, because they got they don't have a European army controlled by European leaders, all right? Because the NATO, all right, which you have NATO, which is, you know, the European nations, and America and Canada. All right, so they're up in there, and the militarily they're controlled by America. Okay, let me go back. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. So America's doing all these things to try to keep this power by setting up puppet leaders, by having all type of false flags happening in Europe. Them European nations, you know, they're with it. They're with it right now, but it's going to destroy their economy. All right, their elite are doing that. All right, and they're using what? They're using America to do it. all these false flag bombings, all these people getting ran over in the Middle East, buildings set on fire. This is all orchestrated by the elites through the hand of. It's all orchestrated by the elites, and they're using America to do it. So now America's going to get put out there. All right, and there's many scandals out there, many scandals that already been coming out, and more scandals that are going to come out and expose America and lift up her skirt to show that America is nothing but a filthy rag, a dirty whore, like it talks about in the scriptures. All right, that whore. Okay, they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee, because that bread represents that nurture. You're nurturing these nations. All right, by militarily. All right, you're giving them armed forces. All right, you're giving them guns. All right, arms. All right, with men too. You're giving them soldiers, troops. Okay, you're giving them food. You're dealing with business with them. You're trading back and forth. All right, you're making these nations rich. All right. It says, they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. All right. There is none understanding in him. All right. Shall not in that day, said the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and the understanding out of the mount of Esau? Okay. Yeah, it said, I'm going to keep going. It says, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that were every one, because Teman was a chief city, okay, of Esau. Okay, and a mighty man of Teman, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. All right, so the Most High is going to have these Edomites go against these Edomite nations, and that's how these. Anytime you had a world's war, who orchestrated that? All right, the so-called white man. All right, his power structure. All right, so these two scriptures, which I can bring out more scriptures, but I'm gonna end it off on this. Pretty much, we're coming in a time where those European nations are going to come together. Those European nations are going to come together to fight against the whore. All right, and they're going to turn their back on America, and they're going to side with Russia, China, all right, Iran. All right, and the land of Israel is going to get bombed out of the planet Earth. All right, they're going to be melted. All right, before we go back into that land, all right, and America's going to be totally desolate. All right, with the nuclear capabilities. All right, because even though America is the head nation, they're still not together. Because it goes when you go into the Daniels, right? When you go into Daniels, I believe the second chapter, it talks about the 10 toes, right? It talks about the. I'm just gonna go to it. I'm just gonna go to it. I don't want to misquote it. Just give me a second. Yeah, right here. So when Nebuchadnezzar got that vision, all right, Daniel broke it down, and pretty much the Lord showed Nebuchadnezzar his kingdom, which was the first kingdom, all right, all the great empires, are the great empires of the world. He showed him his kingdom, and he showed him the end kingdom. All right, and the end kingdom was, I'm going to start up. Yeah, I'm going to start at Daniel 2:41. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, all right, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. All right, that's Esau's power structure. Okay, it's going to be divided because even though Esau even though these different European nations are all one nation, they're still divided. All right, the kingdom is still divided. But there shall be in it of the strength of iron, because they come together with great military force, are just like the ancient Romans did. This is just nothing but America is pretty much just the monarchy, or the spearhead of the Roman Empire, the modern Roman Empire power structure. All right, you will call America the president. You will call him the Caesar. Okay, and he pretty much controls all those other Roman city states. What would be today? France, Italy, Germany, Spain, Portugal, Netherlands, okay, England. All right, would be the Roman city states. All right, those are extended. All right, Esau in America still controls those. Okay, he's the figurehead. But there shall be in it of strength of iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. All right, iron and clay, they don't mix. All right, they'll stick together, but they're going to fall apart. And as those toes of the feet were part iron, part clay, so shall the kingdom be partly strong and partly broken. Because you're going to have these different nations that are going to be weak nations. Like Portugal is a weak nation. All right. And as whereas thou saw iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. All right, because the Most High, he separated their language, he separated their customs. All right, you got Edomites that hate other Edomites. All right, because the majority of them European, even though they want to be like America because of the they want to be like America because America is so-called the land of the free. All right. Well, the Most High is not dealing with America on that level. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that out, to prove that, hey man, this is we're one step closer, all right, to our salvation and the destruction of America. All right, just like it says right here, European army is inevitable, and we brought that the definition on the online etymologydictionary.com. It says unavoidable. All right, so this third world war is unavoidable. All right, so with that, I want to give all praise to Yahweh Shema Shai, divine honors to my apostles, my elders, and peace and blessing to you brothers out there doing the work in true sincerity. Shalom.